Can Plexaderm actually remove bags under your eyes in seconds? That's what I want to find out in today's review. Now you might be wondering, James, this is a beauty product, not really in your lane. That might be true, but I've had requests for this as well. But the real reason I'm testing this out is because I love classic TV, that's right. And what do they advertise to people watching classic TV? Stuff for old folks. That's right. I've been seeing this commercial for years. I've been seeing the video online. People have asked me if it works or not. I'm finally trying for myself. So not only am I trying Plexaderm, but I'm trying the cheap alternative called Sudden Change. I'm trying both of them. I'm gonna try them individually. I'm gonna try them head to head and see what we can come up with in the end of this video. So let's get started with both unboxings and then start removing those bags. Let's take a look at Plexaderm here. Usually runs 40 to 50 bucks for the Rapid Eye Reduction Serum. On Amazon, it has a 4.0 star rating among over 4,200 reviews. Let's see what we got here. Oh, interesting. I was expecting a bottle and it looks like a little blister packs here. That's interesting. Got a QR code. I'll have to scan that over. Some directions in color even. Not bad. Now they claim that it's an anti-aging skin care that harnesses the power of silicate derived from shale clay to create temporary skin tightening to take years off your appearance. Only takes about 10 minutes to start working. Good for under eye bags, dark circles, wrinkles, and forehead lines. Leaves skin with a smooth satin-like feel. They say it lasts up to 10 hours. They also say to avoid moving the area where you've applied it, and that could be tricky. They say it goes on clear so no one will know you're using it. Now the main pro online, as people say, it does work. But some people online who didn't like it, they say there's a white residue. The effect is gone when you move your face muscles. They say it can leave the skin looking dry or cracked. Some people who were defending it said that those who were complaining about it were putting on too much at a time. So I'll read these over and get started. This is Sudden Change Under Eye Firming Serum. I paid 15 bucks for this. It usually runs 10 to 15 bucks. Currently has a mediocre 3.6 star rating on Amazon among over 6,800 reviews. With all that packaging for a bottle way in there. I feel duped. I feel duped already. You have this big box and this tiny bottle down there. I don't like that. Waste, waste, waste. Now they claim that it will tighten under eye wrinkles and bags in just 3 minutes and last for hours. Can be worn alone or under foundation. I'll probably skip the foundation. They say you can't move your face until it's dry. People online who don't like it said it's good for bags or puffy eyes. While those who didn't like it, some people said it dries out the skin or doesn't work at all. Some say it actually darkens the skin if you have fair skin. I should point out that the Plexaderm is 5.4 milliliters and the Sudden Change is 7 milliliters, so significantly cheaper and even a little bit more. So we'll see if this is a bargain or not. And they're really, I guess the instructions for Sudden Change are on the box itself. So I'll read these over and then we will get started. So I decided to do a couple of rounds for each product before I do my head-to-head comparison. So let's get started with my first attempt of Plexaderm. It's a little bit after 8 a.m. I'm feeling a little bit ragged. I'm looking a little bit ragged, but I always look a little bit ragged in the morning. Good thing I have some Plexaderm to help freshen up my face, right? I was reading over the directions, and there's really not much to it, but I'm gonna go through them step by step, make sure I do it right. So here we go. Step 1, clean your face. I just did that. We're already on a roll here. Number 2, they say using a fingertip, remove a small amount of the serum from one of the pods. They say there's enough here for both eyes. You have to wonder why they did these instead of a bottle. Was it a way to make it a little less amount look like more? Maybe. All right, let's open one of these pods up here. And I guess I was expecting it to be clear for some reason. It's actually kind of a salmon colored. No smell, that's good. It doesn't smell like salmon, that's a good thing. Doesn't smell like cat food either. I don't even know why I just said that. All right, so they say use this amount half the size of a pea and put it under one eye and repeat the process. They also say it can be used for under eye bags. I got plenty of those. Crow's feet, I got plenty of those too. Dark circles, I think I got those as well. Smile lines, can't really see with this beard. Facial wrinkles covered in them, and neck area I'm gonna skip, I think, for right now. I should be a good candidate for this, right? 57 years old, let's see if I can knock 10 years off. Go back to 2015 here. All right, so gently apply a thin, even layer under one eye, being careful to avoid eye contact. Easy enough. All right, that doesn't look like very much. I'm gonna do both eyes and crow's feet as well. So we're gonna, first test though, but here we go. All right, I did my crow's feet and this bag. Next eye. I've got some left. Let me try my forehead here. I'm just gonna slather it over my forehead. Now it says, do not talk or make facial expressions for 10 minutes. 10 minutes? I'm gonna stand here for 10 minutes without talking and we'll see what happens. All right, I can finally move my facial muscles now. Let's take a quick look here. It looks like a kind of almost an unnatural line right there like that. Does that look natural to you? I don't know. I mean, look, it's an improvement, The bag under my eye doesn't look so bad, but it just looks like there's a little bit of a weird line there now. How about the crow's feet? I can't really tell on that. Forehead, maybe. Maybe not, I don't know. Over here, once again, the bag here just doesn't look natural. It looks kind of funny looking. There's a lot of weird tightening going on, almost like one of those old cucumber masks back in the day. I'm not sure I'm overly impressed. I might do see a difference. Is it enough difference to really warrant the cost? We'll see. And we got a long way to go. So I'll come back in an hour and let you know if anything's changed. All right, it's been an hour and I got good news and bad news. The good news is that it's still working. The bad news is I don't like the way it looks. I was looking at it in the bathroom mirror. It looks terrible. Look at this. I mean, that does not look right. It doesn't look good. It almost looks worse. Supposedly, if you have some imperfections, you can get your finger wet and kind of smooth it out. Let me try that. Does that look better? I can't really tell. I mean, I think it helped, but the other thing, I got some discoloration here. I mean, there's a color right here that's not supposed to be there. And I know I put some right here. Sometimes it's a learning curve. And maybe I'm just at the very bottom of this learning curve. So I'm gonna keep trying till I get it right or until I know it doesn't work. So I'll check back in another hour. All right, at the 2-hour mark, now I put the water on a little earlier and it seemed like it helped the discoloration a little bit. As you can see, the discoloration is gone, but also my bags are kind of returning too. It's kind of like half bags. I don't really feel a tightness there anymore, but it doesn't look quite as weird. Maybe there's a little discoloration still, but none up here. My forehead feels kind of almost like smooth and flaky. I almost feel like I want to try it again. I think I'm going to go take a quick shower and clean myself off, make sure this is all gone, and do another round because I feel like maybe I didn't put it on evenly enough, although I thought I did. I want to take a close look at that discoloration and see what happens if I do it a second time. So I'm gonna do it again. I'm not one of those people that just uses the product once and says it's good or bad. I got to give it a fair shot. So I'm going in for round 2 after going in the shower. All right, take 2. I just took a shower, I washed it all off, I'm ready to go again. I also spent some time reading the Amazon comments, and I did see quite a few people saying there was kind of a brownish tint that I experienced as well. Not everybody seemed to experience that. Some people had a flakiness. So you have the white flakiness camp, the no discoloration camp, and the brown discoloration camp, which I seem to be in. But after the first round, I think I learned a few things. I'm gonna put even less on, I'm gonna spread it out a little bit more, and if after 10 minutes it looks funny, I'll put a little bit of water on, and hopefully that'll fix things up. So we're making adjustments for round 2 right now. I open a fresh one of these now. See, that's about the color that I was experiencing on my skin. I don't know if that's supposed to be a skin color, but it didn't blend into my skin. Let me try, I'm trying even less this time. I was a little more careful that time. I put a little bit less on. 10 minutes with no facial movement, and then we'll see what happens. All right, it's been 10 minutes. It's so tight. It's so tight. As bad as the first round looked, the second one I'm kind of impressed with. I didn't think I did it much different, but it looks considerably better this time. It still feels a little bit like everything's so tight. It's very tight. But the bags are kind of smoothed out. There maybe is a little bit of discoloration, but not as bad as the first time around. Again, I think I just used less and smeared it a little better. I'm having a hard time making my normal facial expressions. I'm gonna do it. Forget it. I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna go about my day. I'll check with you another hour and let you know how round 2 went because I'm much more happy with it right now. Will I be full of bags or free of bags in an hour? Let's find out. All right, the 1 hour check-in. Now remember, after the first 10 minutes, it looked great. After 30 minutes, I noticed a little bit of kind of weird wrinkling going on, so I got my finger damp and I kind of smoothed that out. It looks better now. It still looks pretty good. It still feels kind of tight, but I'm kind of getting used to it. So after my 2 rounds of Plexaderm, I wanted to try 2 rounds of Sudden Change to see how that compared. So here's how my 2 rounds went. All right, time for the contender. It's time for a sudden change. That's right, I'm ready for a sudden change. I'm looking old right now. I got the instructions on the back, let's follow them. They have with or without foundation. I think I'll go without foundation. It just says smooth 2 drops under each eye from inner to outer corner. All right, it feels sticky. It is sticky feeling. Try half my forehead. Now we wait 3 minutes. It's been 3 minutes. I mean, it feels very tight. I'm not sure if I really see much of a difference. There's a shininess to it. Can you see the shininess? It's shiny. I don't know, is there a significant difference? I'm not really sure. It feels like I have Elmer's glue on my face. It feels like every time I move my face muscles, there's a tight feeling. I don't know. This is the initial results. I will check back in about an hour and let you know how it looks then. I'm not really sure I see much of an improvement right out of the gate. Maybe it'll look different over time, we shall see. Once again, there's a bit of a weird line right there. It doesn't seem very natural. I'm gonna try putting some water on there and see if I can fix it. They say moisten your finger and dab the area. I'm not sure I see much of a difference right now. I don't know, man. I'm a little bit on the fence about this one. I don't really see that much result. I feel the tightness, but I don't really see anything. But that's why I'm doing the preliminaries first. After this, we'll do our head-to-head once I got them both locked in. So I'll see how this goes the rest of the day, but then tomorrow we're doing the head-to-head. Half my face versus half my face. Plexaderm versus sudden change. That should be fun. All right, I've got an update for you, and it's not a good one. I just went in the bathroom and looked in the mirror. It's been like over an hour. So I'm noticing now there's like this white film on my face. I'm not sure if you can see it or not. I have to get the right lighting, but it's pretty obvious when I look in the mirror. There's a white film all in this area. Now they said if that happens to apply water, but I've already applied water. It already doesn't seem like it's really working that well for my bag. I just got this white film on my face. So I think what I'm gonna do is just like I did with the Plexaderm, I'm gonna wash this off and do a second round because I'm not convinced yet. All right, sudden change, take two. I washed my old face off and I'm ready to go. I also read over some of the Amazon comments once again after using it once. Several people did say there was a white film that appeared, not when it dries, but when you move your face muscles around, it seems to somehow affect it so it becomes a white powder. But other people say that you can just dab it with a washcloth and clean that off. So we're gonna go for it. Here we go. It feels very sticky right out of the gate. It immediately feels sticky. 3 minutes. So I'm not really seeing any film or anything, but I'm also not seeing a massive improvement on the bags either. And I kind of have a shiny forehead. My forehead is shiny. I don't know. I'm not sure I see the improvement I did with Plexaderm, but I also don't see the discoloration either. I'll come back in exactly 1 hour after using my face muscles and let you know how it goes. All right, I'm a little over 1 hour and I got good news and bad news. The good news, I have no white residue on my face whatsoever. The bad news, I don't seem to have any effect whatsoever. If you didn't know any better, you wouldn't even know I had anything on my face. I don't really see any residue or any effect whatsoever. I think what it's time for now, though, is the head-to-head competition. Plexaderm versus sudden change. That is tomorrow. And it comes down to this. Now, everything up to this point has been preliminary. I'm not sure what that hand gesture means, but I'm doing it anyways. But today it's mano a mano, face to face, eye to eye. Face to face, eye to eye. That's the beginning of a metal song from the 80s by a band called Warrior called Fighting for the Earth. But I digress. But today we're going half face Plexaderm, half face sudden change and seeing what the difference is. I'm already telling you that I'm giving Plexaderm kind of the edge going into this. So I would say Vegas odds are Plexaderm about -230. I don't feel like sudden change, I have much change. For this test, I've just filmed a before and after of my face. I did each eye and I did my eyeballs and forehead and I did my whole face. I will be comparing those two after the fact to both of these and see what kind of difference there is and also the side-by-side difference between the two of them. I think I'll do sudden change on the right side of my face. Here we go. Very sticky. Trying to kind of rub it in a little bit. I'm gonna put it on my forehead too. I'm going right to the center. Those forehead wrinkles ain't going anywhere, I can tell you already. And these crow's feet, they're probably not going anywhere either. Plexaderm in the house. I'm gonna go with a small amount. They've both been applied. Let's wait 10 minutes and see how it looks. All right, the 10-minute mark, I've moved my face. I noticed in previous tests that it seemed like things happened as I started moving my face around. So I'm gonna move my face around and come back maybe in another hour and let you know if I had to add water. Once one's held up. Right now, at first glance, they both look pretty good actually for what they are. The sudden change is a little bit of like a shiny spot here, and the Plexaderm, I'm seeing a little bit of discoloration in my forehead, but both are doing pretty well so far. But I'll come back when anything changes, and I'm sure something will change. All right, it is the 1 hour update. Let's take a closer look. Right now, I'm not really seeing too many issues, not too much discoloration or residue. Although my forehead, there is some discoloration from the Plexaderm up there. I'm not sure either one of these work really well for crow's feet or forehead. They seem like they can be okay for bags, but I'm not convinced about the other places. But at the 1 hour mark, not too bad. I'll check back later and let you know how it's held up. All right, so after the 2 hour mark, I think it's time to show my final results. So here's a quick montage of before, after 10 minutes, after an hour, and after 2 hours of Plexaderm versus sudden change. So let's wrap all this up now, shall we? Now, there's a lot of opinions online about both of these, and I think that all those opinions are valid. Every skin type's a little different. People's technique is a little bit different. How oily your skin is different. Everybody's different. So this is just one example of one person using it, and your mileage will certainly vary. And with that in mind, let's talk about some pros and cons. In fact, there's pros and cons that apply to both of these. The pros for both of them is they do remove bags under your eyes. Not only that, but both really only require a small amount to work. The cons of both of these, both of them seem to leave some sort of residue. In the case of Sudden Change, it was a white powdery residue. In the case of Plexaderm, it was kind of this orange brownish color. Both of them start to break down as soon as you use your facial muscles, and that's another reason why people have different results. Some people use their face more than others. Neither seem to make a difference on the forehead and wrinkles, although Plexaderm did seem to leave a brown mark. Both of them seem to leave your face with an unusually tight feeling that seems to relax over time, but the more it relaxes, the less the effect you have. The results are pretty inconsistent too. Like for example, Sudden Change, I had one time where it didn't seem to work at all. Another time, it seemed to work pretty well. In both cases, they really only last a couple of hours. They claim 10 hours. That might be in a best case scenario. Most people are going to get a couple hours, if that. So let's talk about why I would choose one over the other. Why would I pick Sudden Change over Plexaderm? It's cheaper. While it did leave a white residue, that was easier to get rid of than the orange discoloration that Plexaderm had. Why would I pick Plexaderm over Sudden Change? I seem to have a little bit better results. It seemed to remove the bags a little better. It also seemed to last a little bit longer than Sudden Change for me. One more thing about both of these is even though it took 3 to 10 minutes for it to set, it seemed like in that first hour is when you had all the issues arrive. Wrinkles or discoloration, that's when you had to apply water to fix them. So you have to account for that if you're planning on using it when you're out and about. In the end, I do think that both work. I think they're both kind of finicky, and it seems like it's kind of hard to get consistent results. If you wanted to use something like this, I would start with Sudden Change because it's much more inexpensive. And if that doesn't work, then I might move up to Plexaderm. I'm not sure I'm going to continue to use either one because the results were so inconsistent. But that's all I've got. If you've tried either one of these products, tell me what you think in the comments below. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you next time.